Good morning, family and friends. I'm Vic, the youngest daughter in the family. Today, I just want to share with you what an incredible and amazing woman our mother was. In fact, I would even go as far to say she has superhuman strength. And just to give you some examples, sorry, let's get some tissue. This is harder than I thought. Sorry. For a start, she gave birth to 10 children. Just let that sink in for a moment. 10 children. I'm sure everyone here will agree with me that that is an incredible feat. And may I add, insane at the same time. And here's how I know my mum had superhuman strength. When I was younger, in my early 20s, I told my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, that I wanted 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls. This was quite early in our relationship, so I was surprised he didn't make a run for it. Maybe because I had tied him to a chair before I told him. Anyway, when I was in hospital giving birth to my first child, I was in an extreme pain, as you can imagine. I turned to my husband and wailed, "I can't do this for 3 more times." At that moment, I was ready to quit just after 1. What a whisk, right? So, it is an understatement to say the least, but I am in awe of our mum going through that experience 10 times. Another occasion when my mum used her superhuman strength was when she cooked for 500 guests at my older sister Jo's wedding. Does that blow your mind or what? I bet no one in their right mind would contemplate or even attempt such a feat, or even think it would be even possible. I struggled to cook for my own family, let alone 500 people. Sorry. One time I cooked eggs for my husband. I called him over to eat. He came, took one look, and then burst out laughing. I guess he was in disbelief, as if he just sighted the elusive Loch Ness monster. So much so that he felt he had to go grab the camera from the cupboard and take a picture of it. I'm not sure what he was planning to do with that photo, maybe put it in a Discovery Channel or the Guinness Book of Record as the worst eggs ever cooked. Or maybe in the episode of Ripley, Believe It or Not. Anyway, being a supportive husband that he is, he ate it with caution. For your information, he is here today, alive and well. Mum was an amazing cook. I will truly miss her cooking. It was so good. Unfortunately, her culinary skills did not pass down to my sister Me and I, although she did try to teach us, but we were a lost cause. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but in our case it fell far, far away, rolled down the hill and into the ditch. Lastly, to prove beyond without a shadow of a doubt that our mum has superhuman strength, is the time she worked at our fish and chip shop, 12 hours a day, 364 days a year. She would push through even when she was sick. The only day she closed the shop was Christmas Day, but even then she was not resting or relaxing. She was most likely preparing Christmas lunch or dinner for the family. Mum was the most compassionate, kind, generous and forgiving person I know, in her heart, her mind and in her actions. She always put others before herself. She embodies strength, resilience, and all that is good in humanity. That is why she is greatly respected by so many that know her. To my family, she is our hero, our real-life superwoman. Mum, we love you more than you will ever know, and we'll miss you dearly. Goodbye, Mum, and rest in peace. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my brother Hong, my sister Chow, my sister Tam, my brother Luke, and my sister-in-law Dao on behalf of the other siblings. Thank you for putting your life on hold for the past year to take care of Mum. You gave her comfort, and it took exceptional care of her every minute. You gave her comfort and took exceptional care of her every minute of every day until her last breath. We are forever grateful and immensely appreciate the time, effort, and love that you put into caring for Mum. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beth. I'd just like to invite Triem, who has a poem to share.
Good morning, everyone. I'll be reading a poem called My Mother's Hands by Gertrude Tooley Buckingham. I guess for me at this time, this poem describes the sacrifice, duty and selfless love that Mum has for all her children. My mother's hands, so thin and work-worn, were loved by me as jewels rare, for they had rocked me in my cradle, and lovingly they stroked my hair. They worked for me both night and day. They helped to smooth away my fears, for never were these dear hands idle. I think of them with love and tears. My mother's hands to me were precious. I thought their beauty was sublime. I felt no harm on earth could touch me if they were near me all the time. Thank you.
Thank you to all those who have shared tributes. It's truly honouring to Triem, the way you've shared those things. I've been asked to share a couple of thoughts as well, and it's often in times around the death of a family member or a friend that we pause and we may spend some time thinking about life in terms of the purpose of life, the significance and the whole meaning for our existence. We've reflected this morning, been some reflections on some of the purpose that Triem has served in the lives of many of you here. And I think that's something that we often do, is it not? We think about life at times like this. There's something about death, I think, that pushes us towards this thinking. You could even say that death itself helps us in this regard, as it makes us think of life beyond ourselves, because it's very easy to get stuck in our own little worlds. And many of us have thoughts, maybe even dreams, as to what we want to achieve out of this life. Some plans are more detailed than others, and some people simply meander in a general direction of life. We're all different, but it's good to dream. And when discovering the purpose for anything, or how to operate a new appliance or a device, maybe finding the off button on your cell phone, it's good to go to the owner's manual, the handbook from the manufacturer or the person who made that thing, to see what it was that they had in mind when they created it. Because we want to use the things for what they were designed for, to get the best out of them and not to break them along the way because we don't know how they work. For example, ever tried to bang a nail in with a feather duster? Not very successful, I'm sure, if you've tried that, or to to go and do the dusting with a hammer. These objects were designed for specific use and a specific purpose, and they work very well for what they're designed for, but very poorly when they're used for the wrong purpose. Now, I tell people often, that while we still have breath in our lungs as human beings, while we still have breath in our lungs, there must be some purpose for our lives. Otherwise, where is our hope? There must be a reason for our lives, and we all want to believe the truth of that. I've watched from a distance as the Trieu family have loved and cared for their dying wife, mother, grandmother, and I believe that beyond the purpose of love and honour towards Triem, many other things like forgiveness, perseverance, gratitude, hope have been formed in the lives of the family and friends who were cared. While looking beyond yourself and caring for another, your whole value system has been put to the test, and maybe some of the things that you have valued you've had to lay down, and you've changed as a person as a result. I believe that God has been at work in the Trieu family during the time of Triem's sickness, and in that you could say that even then her life was serving a purpose. A purpose, as we've heard, as a woman, she took care of others beyond herself. And even during this difficult and trying time, in fact, this is often where God does his best work in difficult and trying times, when we are at the end of ourselves and the end of our own resources and we need his help. But amongst the struggle and grieving, I know you would have found many times of great joy and celebration. We're each designed by God, I believe, given certain gifts and talents and skills, and our personalities have been carefully woven together to complement those talents and the desires and passions that we carry. But we can work hard all our lives, and sometimes it feels to us a bit like a treadmill, running flat out, running very fast, but going nowhere. So can I say today, if you want your life to count for something, then acknowledging that you were created for a purpose by God and for God and significance in what really matters will only be achieved when the Creator's design, when his manual for your life is followed. In the Bible, there's one of the primary characters, a guy by the name of Paul. He was an apostle, and at the end of his life he reflected and said this: I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. He acknowledged that it was sometimes really hard work. Life's not easy, not always easy, but following his plan will be the most significant, most rewarding thing you can do. It's the best plan for your life. I mentioned the word honour before in terms of Triem and the way the family has acted towards Triem. Can I just say thank you to the Trieu family for modelling to many of us a beautiful picture of honour. Min said to me on Friday that it's been a privilege to do life and to walk this journey with his mother. Maybe not exactly those words, but that was certainly the sentiments that he expressed. The Bible says to honour your father and your mother, and it gives a promise with that. It says, so you may live long. And sometimes we confuse honour with blind obedience, thinking that honour is doing something that you are required, or doing everything that you are required. It is hard then to honour when that person acts wrong or has hurt you and you don't think they deserve any honour. But true honour is very different. It comes out of a heart of love and not obligation. We don't honour because somebody deserves it. We honour because we are honourable people. It's a part of who we are, not out of obligation, but out of an overflow of the good character that we have towards others. My prayer for this family is that the life of Triem has been an inspiration to you all, a true inspiration, that as you grieve, that as you celebrate, as you remember, that as you give thanks for Triem's life, that you will be encouraged to hold on to hope, and that you will live your life not just honouring the memory of Triem, but living a life that you were created to live, aligning your dreams with the dreams God has for your life. We're going to watch a slideshow as we continue to remember and honour the life of Trieu.